What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this video is going to be all about the group boss Kurse. Just like past group bosses, you must get to a certain task before you can spawn him. For Spec Ops 14, you must get to task 5, so it's relatively early in the task list. Once you complete task 4, you will see all of this dialogue pop up, and this pretty much introduces the group boss. Just like Thanos, this group boss drops a certain item. It's called Cold Iron, and you will need to collect 50 of this item. That way you can construct the Algrim's Rage. This is Dark Defiance set item 2 of 4. The task for this is called Heavy Burden, and you should see it around the time when you fight Kurse. And of course, you can also gain mischievous lockboxes by fighting the group boss. This goes for both the ones you spawn as well as the ones you fight on your allies or friends' pages. And the new lockbox character this time around is Loki. And if that wasn't enough, the group boss is an excellent way to gain silver. You gain silver for the amount of damage you do to the group boss, either your own or your allies. Now after you click the spawn boss icon, you'll see the group boss on the map just like this, and he'll have a counter attached. You and your allies have 72 hours to defeat him. That way you can both gain prizes. This is the very first time I'm facing Kurse, and he did show up as an infiltrator. But this can and will change. Since he is an infiltrator, I'm using the Mighty Thor costume in the Scrapper version. I'm also using Uncanny Cyclops, as well as the Infiltrator Empowered Armor on my agent. Now this certainly isn't the best setup, but I do think I'm going to do quite a bit of damage to him. For instance, I ended up using that Uncanny Cyclops costume. And he's great because he does put flanked on the target. But a scrapper like Thor won't need that because he already does a follow-up attack against an infiltrator. Still, that flanked will help out my agent as well as Cyclops. I just think an even better team would probably be World War Hulk in his scrapper outfit, and then the Mighty Thor as a scrapper as well. But we will do our best to do as much damage as we can to Kurse, all while getting a feel for his abilities and what to do and not to do against him. One thing that you may want to note is that it looks like the middle character is going to get the second turn. At least that is if it worked like past group bosses. So it would actually be more beneficial to put someone like Cyclops, who's going to put flanked on the target, in the middle. Regardless, my Thor was able to double attack because he is a scrapper. So on the very first turn with Thor, we gained 3 stacks of might, and his next attack is going to be huge. And that was awesome. Cyclops just gave us finish the fight. So we get to use that Summon Thunder already on the first round. With that attack, we take out both minions and drop Kurse below 95%. Next up is Uncanny Cyclops. And what we're going to do is use Evasive Maneuvers, which gives our entire team combat awareness. Now they're going to counterattack the very next hit against them. Then we're going to use Optic Blast. And we also have collateral damage, so that's why Army of One popped up. That effect occurs because of an empowered ISO 8, and it would also do splash damage to the minions if they were still alive. We also gain finish the fight on Cyclops' turn, so we're going to go ahead and use his level 2 against the infiltrator. This will hopefully put off balanced on him, but instead we missed, and we have to settle for our flanked follow-up attack, Optic Blast. By now, just like me in the battle, you realize that Kurse does a ton of counterattacks, and it can be quite annoying. So you will want to try to put off balanced on him, that way you can cut this down. He also has a swiftness evade, so someone like Hulk would come in even more handy against him, because of that staggered debuff. But at least we got a bunch of counterattacks due to combat awareness. Right now our team's health is kind of dipping, especially Cyclops. And that's because Kurse is doing a ton of counterattacks and little attacks to my entire team. This is where an item like Shepherd's Staff or the Cosmic Cube can really come in handy. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the cube, the Light Fantastic. It's going to provide a heal to the entire team and cause the next attack against them to heal them. Then on Thor's turn, we're once again going to use Empowering Strike. That way we gain a second might stack when he does a follow-up Empowering Strike. So just like that, we build up 2 stacks of might already, and we only need 1 more to max it out. This is another reason why I would buy the Scrapper version first. But the main reason for it, in my opinion, is because it's a class that Thor doesn't already have. There are multiple versions of Thor in a Bruiser class, So if I had to make the choice, I would get that one second. Alright, so now we get another chance to put off balance on this curse. And we're really hoping it hits this time. And it does, so off balance and weak point are both applied. There was also a Storm Herald proc, followed up by a static charge. Next, let's see what other abilities Kurse has. With Thanos, he had some really nasty ones, including the Blackest Hole buff and debuff remover. So far, the worst thing the Kurse does is the fact that he can evade and also counterattack. At least the Infiltrator version can. Now, I'm really not sure what the other versions can do. Now, since it's the third round of combat, we can use the Improbability Field from the Synthetic Cube. This will hopefully increase our damage quite a bit. It also restored stamina and placed regen effects on our team. Now, this is where Thor should do some major damage. We're going to use his level 1 hammer throw. Right now, Kurse is at 81%, and after this attack, he's down to 73, then 71 with the follow-up. Also, we gained a Storm Herald proc. So in all, we took 11% off of Kurse with just one turn from Thor. On Cyclops' turn, I'm just going to use his level 1 Optic Blast. We already have off balance on Kurse, so we don't have to do his level 2 just yet. We also gain collateral damage once again, so we do extra damage and then get to follow it up with another Optic Blast. So far we've gained quite a bit of silver, and this is pretty much my favorite way to get silver in the game. Sending flight missions all day long is pretty boring, and this is a great alternative. Now in the battle, we're coming up on round number 4, so that means Atom Smasher's available. So we will be using that 4th ability from the Synthetic Cube. Let's see how much damage this does to Kurse. It does 12k, so not too big, and it didn't crit. Truthfully, I was expecting more. But at least we still have heavy hitter Thor coming. First, we're going to use Inspire Bravery. Next, we're going to use a hammer throw. And I really love this ability as far as a single target attack. Because of that fact, we will gain a follow-up as well. So we follow that up with an Empowering Strike. And just for future references, that is the follow-up attack that Thor always does. He goes right for using his level 2 and gaining that stack of might. So that's pretty helpful. Now with Cyclops, we're going to use his level 6 Evasive Maneuvers. Then we're going to use his level 2 Exploit Weakness. So we reapply off balance, and then we also gain collateral damage, plus a Storm Herald proc, and another Optic Blast. So that was definitely an eventful attack. Kurse is now nearing 50%, so we're probably going to get him right around there, and then I would imagine he's going to flee. On the boss's turn, he uses something called Excessive Force. My agent dodges it because of the Vigilante Toolkit, and he is also going to counterattack twice. First, the claw misses, unfortunately since the boss did have some Paragon Exploiter debuffs, and then only half of my brawl attack hits. So Kurse's Swift Evade is kicking in quite often. Oh, and I actually forgot about Combat Awareness, so Thor and Cyclops counterattack as well. Now at this point in the battle, Kurse is right on the edge of leaving, so I think we're only going to get another attack. First, we're going to use our armor ability, Quick Reflexes, so that should increase our attack, and then we're actually going to use the Warbringer Axe. So let's see how much damage we can do, and what percentage Kurse will finish the battle at. Alright, well after looking at the debuffs on the target, we're going to use Retractable Claw instead. And he actually dodges it and then flees. That's a shame because Cyclops gave us Finish the Fight, and we should have got a follow-up attack as well. The good news is we did do 49% and got 202,000 silver. So not a bad first encounter. Now I'm just waiting to see him on my allies' pages. Now it's time to wrap the video up. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. If you liked the video, please leave a rating. Also, feel free to comment and hit that subscribe button. Lastly, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, good luck and take care.